Hi, crew. My name is Kay, and welcome to my world. And today we're going to talk about relationships, different parts of relationships. I want to discuss different elements of relationships. I don't have a count or anything like that. We're just gonna freestyle. We're just gonna freestyle this thing. So, the first topic I want to talk about in relationships is fulfilling the other's needs. And what I mean by that is if your significant other requests something from you, no matter how big or how small you may think that it is, you do know that if you don't fulfill that need, the need doesn't go away. You can't just sweep their need up under the rug and say, you know what, it ain't a big deal to me, so no. No, that they're still going to have that need. So with that being said, what happens is over time, it's like you're opening up space to let something or someone in. So that coworker, say, let me start from the beginning. So say for instance, it's something as small as, you don't compliment me like you used to. You don't, I want to be complimented. I want attention. You work a lot, blase, blase, whether it be for the male or the female. You work a lot. I want attention. And if your first response is, well, I'm the one to pay the bills and stuff. No. That's not what we're going to do. That's not how you handle it. You listen and then you fix it. That's a huge part of being in a relationship. And that's what I've seen in most relationships go through. People, when you tell the person what you need, they jump defensive. Defensive is not going to fix it. And then they also bring up the things that, well, I need this, that, and other. No. When one person take the floor, that's not open for you to say. The doors of the church is not open, and you can't walk in and be like, well, let me give you my laundry list, because now I'm looking at you funny, like, so you've been holding all this in and you just telling me this because I feel away. We can't do that in relationships, y'all. We can't. We grown. If you're in a relationship, you better be grown. The ones that ain't, this ain't for you. You shouldn't even be watching this. Go ahead and turn this off now, because it might be a little cursing or whatever. Because I'm just saying. Anyway, we want to make sure that we acknowledge that person's feelings and how they're feeling, whether we agree or not. Because if you don't, like I said, you're opening up space for something or someone to come in. And it could be someone where they get their coffee from in the morning, where they get their breakfast, a coworker. It could be either one of those things. You don't want that, all because you couldn't make a small change. And here's the deal. If you're not willing to make a change, then set that person free. Why would you stay in a relationship with don't be selfish. If you can't fulfill those needs or don't want to fulfill those needs, release that person and let them find someone that can. So many people hold on to relationships for so long and for all the wrong reasons. I remember growing up, I remember people saying how, oh my God, when I date, I want to feel butterflies. Why? Why you want to feel butterflies? What exactly does that feel like? It's a fairy tale. It's something that you were taught when you were young or whatever, and you just held on to that. Butterflies fail. And what I know about butterflies is butterflies will make you stay in a relationship longer than you should. It'll allow you to put up with things that you don't need to put up with because of that feeling. After so many years of going through so much, you'll find yourself absorbing and dealing with stuff. Why? Because you had those butterflies. And it's not just that. It could be 3 years from now, but you're going back to where you had them butterflies at the beginning of the relationship. Newsflash. 3 years later, that's not the same person you met 3 years ago. A lot has changed. Time changed. People grow. People have, it just happens. So the same things that you were warned about in the front, you're not going to be warned at the end. So now you have to find some way to connect with a person on a deeper level. And I hate to be the one to bust your bubble, but butterflies ain't it. Not for me. I don't want butterflies. I'm gonna tell you like my grandma told my mama, and my mama told me. And this is for the ladies. Like who likes you, and like a person that likes you more. Don't I know y'all be like, I got a type and all that. Okay, go ahead and get your type. Just know that same type you're trying to get, child, somebody else got that same list. Like what? Because when you like what likes you, or who likes you, that person is willing to put in the work. That person is willing to, if you happy, those needs that you need met, they're going to meet them. But when you go by butterflies and you date someone, you kind of put your needs to the side. It's kind of whatever they want. Because you so caught up in the butterflies and you don't want to do nothing to mess that up. That's both male and female. I'm just saying. So now that we talked about the needs of the relationship, let's touch on getting comfortable in a relationship. So many people get comfortable in relationships. Because I come from an era where we fight a little bit for our relationship. Around my age, we ain't gonna talk about that because we just met. So we ain't gonna talk about how old I am right now. As we get to know each other, we'll discuss that. But I can't say around my era. Most of the people that in my era, and that I went to school with us, they're still together. They're still together. So with that being said, sometimes people get comfortable with, oh, we've been together since high school, or we've been together since 20, so I might as well make that work. So let me get this straight. So you might as well make it work because you put in so many years. So basically you're telling me that you're willing to pour water into a bucket with a hole in it. Does that make sense? No. At some point in your life, you have to choose yourself first. After God, of course. But you have to choose yourself. You have to choose your happiness. What makes you happy, what you can and can't put up with. And, oh, Lord, I'm probably finna step on some toes. And I know the comments are probably going to blow up when I say this. Oh, child, I forgot what I was going to say. Hey, I'm trying to be all dramatic. Let me think. I wish I could rewind this back and play and see what I said. But getting comfortable in relationships and staying in a relationship because you've been there a long time, that person ain't the same person you met. They done changed so many times, and I'm sure y'all done had arguments about the changes they done made, their thinking pattern and all that. And if y'all are not on the same wavelength, meaning willing to accept this person's growth, it's going to be issues. And staying there ain't going to help it. It's not. It's going to become selfish on both ends. Because if you're not giving a person what they need, or if you're being so comfortable because you're used to a lifestyle, you're used to, well, if I move on, I'm gonna have to do this, I'm gonna have to do that. So let me get this straight. If you move on, you gonna have to be happy? Because if we having this conversation, sis, you ain't happy. And if you willing to bring your conversation, first of all, your conversation shouldn't leave your house. You really shouldn't be having a conversation with me. You should be having a conversation with them. And if you can't have that conversation, you're definitely in the wrong relationship. I'm sorry. I'm not telling nobody. Wait. Ooh, disclaimer. When you get through watching this video, don't go in there and pick no fight with your significant other talking about Kay said this, Kay said that. No, these are things for you to stick in and just kind of see if this is what you're going through, you're not alone. And if you looking for a sign on if I need to figure something else out, boom, here it is. We have to stop being selfish in relationships by being comfortable and not wanting to leave because you're so comfortable. Stop. You're being selfish to you and the other person because you're not happy. And because you're not happy, you're doing things to not make them happy. I don't care. You probably saying to yourself, girl, he is content with me. No, he not. If you're not happy in a relationship, he feels it. And vice versa. So he may not be talking to you about it, but he's talking to the boys at the barbershop. He's talking to, or the group chat. The group chat? We're not going to play. We're not going to play. We're not going to play about the group chat. It goes down in the group chat. But anyway. So with that being said, we done talked about getting comfortable in relationships. We've talked about needs in a relationship. So let's talk about what to do in the event the needs are not met and you're not comfortable and you decide it's time for me to move on. It is going to feel like death. Depending on how long it's been, it's going to be like death because that person is still here. So say for instance, if you've been with someone for about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, y'all lives has been combined for that length of time. So you guys probably share some of the same friends, have some of the same habits. And with that being said, you have to learn how to live life doing those same things and not keep bringing up how, oh my God, I used to do this with her, I used to do this with him. The first step about breakups, in my opinion, is don't beat yourself up. I know some of y'all like, no, she didn't. Don't beat yourself up. And that goes for if you're the person that caused the breakup, or if you're the person that was the innocent one in the breakup. Don't beat yourself up. Period. If you were the one that was hurt, that was innocent in the breakup, it is not your fault. You are not responsible for some grown adult and their actions. They chose to make a decision regardless of the repercussions. So they didn't care about your feelings from the beginning. That didn't have anything to do with you. Sometimes it's temptation. Sometimes it's just plain old stupidity. And sometimes people just don't give a F. In most cases, not all, but in most cases, they had needs. And they talked to you about them. And you ignored them. And here we are. That still doesn't make it your fault. It's not your fault. It is what it is, and you can't beat yourself up about it. Another thing about breakups. People tend to go through breakups and In breakups, they say that they start dissecting the relationship. Follow the bouncing ball. They add the relationship, they subtract from the relationship, and they multiply. So they add up all the good times. And they're crying and they're boo-hooing about all the good times. But they forget to subtract what got them to this point. So then they divide and they multiply. And you're going back and forth. And all that math is just constantly, it's almost like stabbing yourself over and over and over and over again. The key to the breakup is acceptance. First and foremost, it is acceptance. You have to accept this relationship is over. Period. I'm not telling you not to feel. I'm not telling you not to have your moment. But I am telling you not to wallow in that moment. Why? That is power and energy that you can use somewhere else. If a person decides they don't want you, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you move the hell on. And I am so serious about that. Oh, throat dry. Stop trying to figure out what I could have done better. If I could have done something better. You know, if I only did this, if I only did that. Nope. If you did that or did this or did that, it wouldn't have changed. Because if someone makes that sacrifice to hurt you to that extent, nothing you could do would have stopped it. It would have put a Band-Aid on it. But as soon as it got heavy, that Band-Aid would have fell off. They still was going to do what they was going to do anyway. I'm here to tell you. They still was going to do what they were going to do anyway. So, don't beat yourself up. Find a hobby. Whatever it is, people may not agree with it or whatever. Oh, Lord. Let me rephrase that because I don't want your hobby to be something crazy. Don't hurt nobody with your hobby, but just find something you love to do and do it. And do it. I don't care if it's painting, swimming, skating. Find something to focus on other than that relationship that didn't work. Because the truth of the matter is, wait for it, you wasn't happy in that relationship either if it got to that point. You wasn't happy. It was some things that you was complaining about too as well. You wasn't happy. So don't hold on to that hurt. Don't hold on and beat yourself up. Accept. And before I close this up, first of all, you guys, I could talk about this for ages. It's so much more I can talk about this. And if you want a part 2, I am more than welcome to give it to you. Just comment below and let me know, and I got you. But I want to leave you with this. The last part of my relationship of advice for today is expectations. Expectations. This is what I want you to do with expectations. I want you to take that, ball it up, and throw it as far as you can. You shouldn't have expectations on nothing and no one. The only expectations and that means from husband, wife, kids, mama, daddy, cats, aunties, uncles, kittens, outlet. You shouldn't have expectations. When you take expectations from people if you take the expectations out of any relationship you in, your life is going to be happy beyond measure. Because when you take expectations out of stuff, you don't expect for them to do it. You appreciate when they do. Let me say it again, just in case that went over somebody's head. Follow the bouncing ball. When you take expectations out of a relationship, you no longer expect something for them, but you can appreciate what you get from them. Let me give you an example. I don't expect anything from my friends. And I actually had a conversation with one of my friends, and I told them that I didn't have expectations. that person know who she is, and she's probably watching this. Hey, boo. Um, and I explained it to her. I said, I'm not saying that to be ugly, but I don't know who y'all worship, but we're gonna talk about, and I'm not gonna get spiritual, but who I worship is God. So my only expectations come from Him. I only expect stuff from Him. I don't expect stuff from not my children. I don't expect anything from anyone, because don't nobody owe me nothing. So which means whatever I get, I appreciate it. So I explained to her. She said, well, because she's such a dear, sweet, one of my closest friends, I know she was hurt when I said that. So I told her, I said, let me break it down to you. If I put expectations on you, when you don't live up to them, they're going to hurt me, whether it's self-consciously or intentionally. It's going to hurt me. So if I don't have expectations from you, therefore, whatever you do, I don't feel a way, and I'm able to accept it and enjoy it and appreciate what you're doing. So have any of you guys, I'm not going to make this long and drawn out, but have any of you guys ever had a birthday party? Like a birthday party, and you had the expectations of everybody coming, of all your friends and all this coming in. This, you have big expectations of how you want it to go and this, that, and the other, and then it doesn't go like that and you feel away. It's because you had high expectations for it. But if you had a party and didn't care if nobody came or not, and when people came, you're so excited that they came. You're able to appreciate that someone gave you their time after they 63 hours they got off a week. That's the weekend. 63 hours, and they willing to share some of that with you. You learn to appreciate those things. I'm telling you, if you don't take nothing else from this video, from this moment forward, take expectations out from everybody that you come in contact with, and watch how much happier you'll be. I'm telling you, it's the type of happiness that money can't buy. It's the type of happiness that when you walk in a room, people see it. I'm serious. I've been living it for a couple of years now. Best decision I ever made, to take expectations away from people. But again, I said I'm not going to drag this out. I just want to finally do what YouTube been telling me to do, what my friends has been telling me to do, what people that I meet that just come and talk to me and always say, you need to write a book, you need to do that. So I just said, you know what, tonight I'm going to turn on the camera and I'm just going to give y'all K, who also goes by is okay. And the reason why I go by that, because I want you to know that it is okay. It's okay, whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, it's okay. So thank you guys for allowing me this time. Thank you guys for coming into my world. Until next time, oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, see you later. Bye.